Hello, church, and welcome to another edition of Faith Journeys. I am Brian Kelly, the youth director here at the United Methodist Church of Swartz Creek, and I am your host for our program. Today, we are interviewing one of our longtime church members, Jim Packer. Jim, welcome to our program.
Glad to be here, and thank you for having me.
All right, we're glad you're here. So, share with us, when did you and Mary first start coming to this church?
1967.
Okay, 1967, and in that time, I know you've raised your two sons in this church. How has this church impacted your raising of your family, and as well as you and Mary, in growing over since 1967?
Well, in plenty of ways. We've had Matt baptized pretty much when we joined.
Okay.
So he was baptized in 67, and then Mike was born, and at about when he was 6 months old, we had him baptized.
All right.
And these were at the Morris Road Church.
Sure, right.
But that began the journey,
Uh-huh.
and let's see. The two of us have been sponsors for the youth group.
Yes, you have. I'm very thankful for that, too, by the way.
And we were, for 5 years, we directed the what we called the cherub choir, the younger kids,
Okay, I didn't know you did that.
second grade through fifth grade,
Uh-huh.
and we had that for 5 years, and we've both been on several different committees,
Uh-huh.
but it was when we built, well, not this part exactly, but
Right.
When we moved from Morris Road to our current location,
Uh-huh.
then it was one of the preachers, let's see.
Reverend Murbach was the
Well,
pastor
Reverend
then, right?
Reverend Murbach was the pastor, but was it Jerry Hauser? Yeah, Reverend
Okay.
Jerry Hauser came and kind of gave us a, good old-fashioned camp meeting.
Okay.
And it was at that particular time that, to be very honest with you, Mary has been pretty much the financial guru for our union, and she said, I think we can actually tithe.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say that it's been a smooth road
Uh-huh.
all the way through. There have been times when we wondered whether that was really the right decision to make or not. But every time that a bump in the road seemed to come along, somehow or another we've weathered it and just have grown spiritually by that.
Okay.
Just being able
Yeah.
to say yes, that by golly, it works.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it can happen. Each new pastor, why we've welcomed with open arms, and
Uh-huh.
most of them have become good friends.
Uh-huh. Good.
And obviously being in the community as we have been, I taught for 29 years right here at the high school,
Okay, right.
and so quite a few of the people that are now members here darkened my classroom door
Right.
in years gone by.
Okay.
And some of them still fondly remember that, you did pretty good. I like math a little bit better after I had you.
Okay.
But it was, it's very, very rewarding, that part of it, for both of us, well, me especially, to see students
Sure.
develop,
Uh-huh.
mature, and actually, gosh, they're contributing members of the society that we call community, that we
Yeah.
call Swartz Creek and home.
Every once in a while they make it too, right?
Yeah, every once in a while. No,
That's good.
just almost always.
Oh, that's
okay,
good. Yeah.
almost always.
good,
It's
good.
been, well, just about every chance I get, I try to tell them that they were part of the 95% that didn't get all the press.
Yeah, okay. Right, right.
I mean, it is sad that we seem to focus our news on the negative stuff.
Sure, sure.
And there's been a lot of positive things happen
Right.
with well, everybody that I've come in contact with.
Sure. Well, thank you for being a teacher. I have nothing but respect about for teachers. I'm married to one for
There
one
you
thing,
go.
but I appreciate teachers and the impact they have on people. How would you say that being a math teacher has kind of helped to define who you are?
Well, there's the utilitarian side of math. I've been trying very hard to show that it is also, there's a thing of beauty about it as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
Not been quite as successful as I would have liked in that particular regard, but by and large, the people that have gone through have said, gosh, I really didn't like it. And now that I've had you, I like it a little better. and
Right.
for me, that's a plus.
Yep.
That's a win.
Yeah, that is. Well, and not everybody's a math person. I mean,
No, they're not.
that's just fact. But that's kind of cool to have that impact on individuals and to be a person who values that impact. That's who you are, and that's a beautiful thing. So.
Well, thanks.
And so now tell me here, thinking about what we've talked about, how has this affected your own personal faith journey with our Lord Jesus Christ?
Well, I've never really been one to be too vocal about that end of it.
Uh-huh. Well, that's what we're here for, though.
But for me, the impact has been extremely positive. I have tried very hard and still do to treat each person as valued.
Mm-hmm.
That no matter what, and not to this is not a pat yourself on the back kind of a thing, but basically the people that run the school are not the principals.
Sure.
They're not the teachers.
Right.
They're the secretaries.
Oh, I believe that, yeah.
And if you really want to know, you go to the correct secretary
Right,
and
right.
say, what about this? And you get the straight scoop.
Uh-huh.
And really and truly, even the people that have been a bit on the, how do you want to say, the hard side to get to know,
Uh-huh.
the hard side to reach, the ones that almost seem to go out of their way to be disruptive.
Uh-huh.
I've found that if you treat them with respect, which they do not feel that they really deserve it,
Okay, right.
but if you treat them with respect and honor and dignity, that eventually it rubs off.
Mm-hmm.
And there were several instances where at the end of the school year, some people that most everybody had written off simply came and said, all you wanted from me was my best, and I didn't give it to you. And my response to them was, well, now that you know that,
Yeah.
next year,
Right.
do better.
Yeah.
Give them, do your best.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know whether that sunk in and stayed over the summer so that it happened,
Uh-huh.
but at least at that particular moment, those individuals felt as though maybe they were worth something.
Sure, sure.
And that's, for me, that was a big thing.
Uh-huh.
A big thing, and I just am very grateful that I was able to touch some of them
Uh-huh.
in a positive enough way that they actually, a couple of them became pastors,
Oh, great. Yeah.
and several of them became teachers,
Uh-huh.
and better yet, they became math teachers.
Oh, even better. Well, so it'd be my opinion that in the idea of reaching out to everybody and showing them they're valued, even if they're not, you know, receiving that from everybody, that is following Christ's model of how he reached out to people, and that in you doing so, you are living a Christ-like walk, and you are exemplifying what it means through your actions to follow Christ.
Well, thanks. I try.
Yeah, well, that's all we can do is try. So
Yep.
so I think, to me, when you share that, you gave a perfect answer.
Thank you.
So you showed everybody what that means. So Jim, thank you for sharing and opening your heart a little bit with us here today. And we want to thank everybody for watching Faith Journeys. And we'll see you next week with another interview. Jim, thank you very much.
Glad to be here. Thanks a lot, Brian.
All right.